everyone. I'm Fiona. I come from Malaysia, and I'm based at the British High Commission in Kuala Lumpur. So, UKTI Education, what are we here for? Basically to help UK education and training organizations build businesses overseas. We're here to help you, and we just want you to know that our presence is always there for you. That's why we're there, right? So basically, we identify and develop opportunities in the market, mobilize a coordinated UK response, and we support UK bidders like yourselves. So today's agenda, I'm going to be talking about the education landscape in Malaysia, the outlook of the education system in Malaysia, current opportunities available in the education sector, the best way to build relationships and work with local partners. I'm going to touch on the Education is Great campaign and the ASEAN region in general as well. So Malaysia. Malaysia is in a very strategic location, I would say. It's surrounded by blue beaches. It's got Singapore, Thailand, Indonesia very close by. So it consists of two separated land masses. One is the Peninsula Malaysia, and it's got 11 states in Peninsula Malaysia and 2 states in East Malaysia. 23 million people live in Peninsula Malaysia and 7 million in East Malaysia. So when you say Malaysia, the population is made up of 3 main races. There's Malay, Chinese, and Indians. And the percentage, Malays is 65%, Chinese 26%, Indians 8%, and others 1%, such as the Sikh community. So we've got 30 million people in the country. 60% of the population are classed as middle-income consumers. Many of us are multilingual. We speak at least 2 languages fluently. Like myself, I'm Indian, but quarter Chinese as well. My mom is half Indian, half Chinese. So I know a little bit of Chinese, little bit of Tamil, and I have to know Malay and English, because that's compulsory in our schools. So, but when we go everywhere at home and school, I speak English. But when we go into government buildings, you have to speak in Malay. So, yeah. For our economy, Malaysia is a rising regional and international player economically. GDP in 2015 was £201 billion, with a forecasted GDP growth rate at 4 to 4.5% in 2016. So, why do business in Malaysia? First of all, UK-Malaysia relationship has never ever been closer. The amount of growing levels in investment in both sides, in both directions, is incredible. There was a recent survey undertaken by the High Commission of the top 25 UK companies in Malaysia, and this included BAE Systems, Prudential, Rolls-Royce, Shell, Standard Chartered, and Dyson. They found out and they reported that there were over 70,000 Malaysian jobs created through all these organizations, 17.2 billion worth of investment in Malaysia, almost 1.5 billion of Malaysian exports a year, and 1 billion for R&D in Malaysia annually. FDI stocks from Malaysia to the UK grew by 161% in the 5-year period to end of 2014, which is from 1.7 billion to 3.7 billion. Now, besides that, we've got similar governmental and legal systems. We were once a British colony. We're robust, generally open, high-growth economy, very good infrastructure in terms of IT, roads, and airports. It's a very good base for the region and Asia. We've got a very good UKTI and strong British Chamber support, and both countries are crazy over football. Like, that would be your common grounds of interest right there. Conversation starter. So I'm going to talk about Malaysia's Ambitious Development Program right now. Malaysia's got a goal to reach developed nation status by 2020. And in doing so, they published the Economic Transformation Program to support this, as well as the 11th Malaysia Plan. Education and human capital development feature heavily in the Economic Transformation Program, which targets the creation of 3.3 million jobs with the aim to ensure 50% of the workforce is recognized as skilled. Now, around 25%, which is equivalent to 10 billion of Malaysia's annual budget, is to strengthen the education and training sector. So Malaysia has also published a national education blueprint. It covers preschool to higher education and identifies 11 operational and strategic shifts to transform the education system. A number of highly regarded UK schools, colleges, and universities have opened campuses in Malaysia. This just goes to show that the UK is already contributing to Malaysia's education goals. We've got Reading, Nottingham, Southampton, Newcastle, all opened up there, including Marlborough and Epsom that have set up branch campuses in Malaysia, which is more than anywhere in the world, even more than China. Okay, next. So what are the current education and training opportunities available in the market? So Malaysia is one of UKTI Education's priority market, and some of the high-value education opportunities identified were the following. So we've got English language training. There is a need for more private international schools in areas of urban development. To become the developed nation status by 2020, we had a goal to have 80 international schools in Malaysia by then, but we've already hit 110 right now. But what we need right now are medium-range international schools instead of the high-end ones. The next one would be to leverage ICT innovations, basically educational technology to scale up quality and learning across Malaysia. And lastly, to enhance teacher coaching and support to improve delivery of knowledge, skills, and values in academic and non-academic areas. So, what is the best way to build relationships and work with local partners in Malaysia? Number one is through me, through UKTI Malaysia. Just remember that we are here to support you guys. So you can come to us, drop us an email, or even when you're down for a market visit or even on holiday, just drop by the British High Commission in Kuala Lumpur, and we'd be happy to help you with anything that you need. As well as through associations such as the National Association of Private Education Institutions, for example, NASIM, which is the Associated Childcare Education Malaysia, MAPCU, FEMAC, FMM, all these sorts of associations will be good for you to broaden your contact base. Besides that, there's also workshops, seminars, exhibitions, trade missions that come to Malaysia a lot, and it'll be good for you to get on those to know your opportunities. You can use the Exporting is Great website. Malaysia, we post at least 2 opportunities every month, and all you need to do is just respond to it, and we'll then connect you to the right people. OMIS, like mentioned by Heidi earlier. And once a connection has been established, we find common grounds of interest to get the conversation going, as Malaysians really appreciate relationship building. So doing business in Malaysia, once you've set up an introduction, a meeting, you follow up the meeting with an email that consists of the summary, proposal that is linked to the education blueprint. That would be very appreciative, and action points with timeline. And after the email, you need to call to say whether you've received the email or not. It's that detailed, but yeah, the government departments really appreciate things like this. So now I'm also going to talk to you about the Education is Great campaign that was just recently launched in London and Malaysia. It's going to start rolling out in April, and it's going to run for 3 years. It's basically to promote UK's expertise and success in education and training to Malaysia and the wider ASEAN region. It was announced when Prime Minister David Cameron was in Malaysia last year by Sajid Javid, the SOS BIS. So over 74,000 Malaysians are studying for a UK qualification per annum, second only to China in the world. Malaysia is fast becoming an educational hub of the ASEAN region worth over £290 million to UK institutions and organizations alone, and a further £474 million is generated from Malaysians studying in the UK. So what was the objective of doing this campaign? It's basically to further enhance UK-Malaysia, UK-ASEAN collaboration in the education and training sector. So this will be done through trade missions, seminars, workshops, sector-related VIP visits, business networking, and so on. So we encourage all our UK companies to be a part of this campaign, and it costs nothing. All you need to do is just send us your logo and you'd be up on our website, and it's free marketing for you guys. Okay, so just want to talk a bit about the ASEAN region as well. Basically, the ASEAN region is the Association of Southeast Asian Nations. It comprises of 10 countries: Malaysia, Thailand, Indonesia, Philippines, Singapore, Brunei, Vietnam, Laos, Burma, and Cambodia. So the ASEAN combined economy is the 7th largest in the world and is expected to be the 4th largest by 2050. ASEAN has the 3rd largest population after China and India. This amounts to 624 million people. So also next to China and India, ASEAN has the world's 3rd largest labor force that remains relatively young. So this creates a lot of business opportunities for British companies providing educational services. ASEAN's potential market is larger than Europe and North America, and it's a growing middle class in Asia. So an estimate of 200 million middle class by 2020, which means that people will be able to afford to spend money on private and international education. So there is a lot of opportunities in the ASEAN region, and we really look forward to seeing you there, and thank you for listening. So these are some useful websites for you on the government and all the agencies that I mentioned earlier. And these are the contacts. If you need to speak further, you can come to me later. Thank you.